Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaste. I, Dr. Janma Vasavda, would like to welcome you in the series of drama where we are dealing with form of drama. I am currently working at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University and we are connected through Jyotirmay Parisar's Chaitanya Studio. So let's begin. By now we have seen different forms and types of dramas and how it evolved, the history of drama, and in further run we have already completed the correlated terms associated with them. And now we are going to begin with Elizabethan drama. What is Elizabethan drama? Queen Elizabeth, when she came in power, when she gained throne, there were a lot of unsettled ideas. The nation was, the political scenario if I look at, so nation was into chaos. Prior, a lot of civil wars with French and English, it kept on going. England started finding new lands and the revival, after the age of revival, from Italy, English Renaissance came in. Elizabethan drama or Elizabethan age in general was more focused on people, or that is, it was more people-centric rather than the religion-centric. You will have to understand each and every idea that is associated with the age, that is religious, political, the power dynamics and the shifts that we have. In prior ages also we have seen that the drama as a form evolved in various ways. Some had more prominent comedies, some had more tragedies, some evolved in mythical ways, some had no exposure of drama in those days. But the Elizabethan drama, while we are discussing, or the age of Elizabeth if we are discussing, so Elizabeth was considered as the virgin queen because she never married. Okay, and during her time, the Renaissance, Italian Renaissance, reached to English Renaissance, and that is why people call it the another name of Elizabethan age is also the Renaissance, English Renaissance period. You will have to understand a few things, that if at all in PPT you can see that the term drama can be broadly defined as a piece of writing that tells a story, that narrates a story, and it is performed on stage. It is derived from the Latin term which means to do or did. W.J. Long defined drama as an old story put into action by live or living performance. Why drama is so influential? We have been dealing with this form past quite a few lecture series, and we have already discussed different aspects of drama. Now, why drama is so connected to people? Why every age has its own type of drama, but drama as a form never vanished? Because it narrates a story in really a lively manner. It connects to people. And that is why all those who are watching as a spectator, or all those who are reading as readers, they are directly connected to that. Right? Thus, as it is a performing art, there are many theories of the origins of English drama. In England, drama developed prominently with the church as a part of religious services. We have already discussed mystery plays, miracle plays, morality plays. It began with that. Thus, the development has a strong religious influence and connection too. However, the Latin Church had opposed Roman theatre and advocated repressing it for many reasons. It then came after 10th century that the church began to use dramatic elements as parts of its own services. Nevertheless, these performances were strictly limited to preaching and didactic themes. They were restricted only and only for and through church and Bible. It was more biblical. Drama then dealt with the conversion of three Marys and angels at the empty tomb of Christ. The entire drama was limited to four Latin sequence, which was in the form of question and answer. And the titles are given in front of you, which literally means, whom are you seeking? What is the purpose of your journey? So Latin sentences were adapted and performed at the church by the clergy in quite straightforward manner. It was followed religiously, right? So you will have to understand that by then, when the power was in their hands, they controlled drama. And that is why your themes are also accordingly. Gradually, this drama was elaborated and more details were added to it. These dramas were called liturgical dramas, because then it was not only clerical, it was more added into it. Some themes were added into it, right? These dramas come stories taken directly from scriptures, and they were performed inside some churches by the clergyman itself. That is why we have miracle plays, mystery plays. In France, in mystery plays, the lives of the saints were represented also. However, in England, there was no such distinction between these kinds of plays. Later in the stage, the drama evolved more towards artistic performances, and it had more experimentation in between. Common society, life, representations were added into it. More logical point of view were also added afterwards. The drama was influenced then by Greek and Roman. Nicolas Udall's Ralph Royster Doyster, which happens to be the first English comedy, and Gorboduc happens to be the first English tragedy. These you should remember as a student of NET. If you are pursuing NET and SET, you will have to keep such patterns in your mind. Most English comedies followed the same type, same pattern, which happened in Ralph Royster Doyster. Thomas Sackville and Norton wrote their first tragedy. I just mentioned Gorboduc. It also was divided into acts and scenes. Then they had written plays in blank verse, which was then followed by their predecessors and contemporaries too. These are the histories that we have associated with the form, the development of drama, how so far drama came through, right? So from beginning itself, how it was adapted, how it was changed, shaped, and the further proceedings that you can see. English drama flourished immensely during the reign of Queen Elizabeth in 15th century. I just mentioned in the beginning that it is also considered the golden age of history, or it is also considered as the golden age of drama. Ample of work was produced in this age, therefore it is considered as the golden period of English literature in general and English drama in particular. Queen Elizabeth was a kind of queen who shifted the focus from religion to society. in society, not in only terms of what people are saying or what she is doing or whatever. They underwent the power shifts. Lot of changes and challenges started happening. So in other terms, if I look at the political scenario, so by then England had their clutches in almost every colony. Their colonies were suffering and they were flourishing. It was considered as the golden period because for them it was uplifted or the changed scenario for their betterment, right? So they had more business, they found a new land, Columbus went on the voyages, and these things kept on going in the entire age of Elizabeth. And somewhere or the other, because again I'm saying the same thing, that literature reflects society, it started happening here too. Elizabethan drama, you can say that began from 1555 to 58 somewhere to 1603. This period was referred as the European Renaissance, where Europeans were breaking the traditional restrictions enforced by the medieval church. You cannot bind people for quite a long time. And if it is suffocating, definitely not for a long time at all. Great thinkers of that time were fearlessly turning away from church. The power shifted from church to people in their own way, and the shifts towards mankind in an enormous humanistic movement can be seen. While we are discussing Elizabethan drama, you see that drama evolved in various forms: historical drama, comedy, tragedy. Then you'll have a lot of experimentations along with it. And there were lot of English writers who were born and they produced their work in this era. Of course, prior also English writers were writing. Prominent writers were writing, like Dante, Homer, these people. But the amount of writers suddenly emerged out of nowhere because it was a free era where a writer had their own will, free will to write, right? And when you are given freedom, you will be able to write anything. So you will literally produce the best thing that can be seen here. This humanitarian approach to life led to a novel flowering of in every era, in every area of human effort, such as art, literature, music, architecture, religion, region, science, philosophy, and whatnot. You will have to see that in Queen Elizabeth's time, a lot of art forms flourished. As Elizabethan drama was more leaning towards people than God, there can be seen a lot of emphasis on humor. There are other sub-themes that can be associated and seen along with, right? The Renaissance influenced across Europe and had different flowering in the different European cultures too. Renaissance had bigger influence or part to play. What was Renaissance? Reawakening, rethinking, reshaping the primary ideas and the realities of life. More human, more noble, more human-centric, right? And although most of the Elizabethan plays have a primary pro-Christian, of course, supposition of the time, they all have underlying secular spirit of the Renaissance. You will have to mark it. If you understand what English Renaissance is, you'll be able to see their influences over here. Now, perhaps I should not be exaggerating by saying that the biggest name of Elizabethan drama, but I can definitely say that his works are more noted, very popular, and it has its own charm added to it. Now, while we are discussing William Shakespeare, who was also called the Bard of Avon, William Shakespeare has occupied a unique position in this era. It is also known as the Shakespearean age. And the contribution of this man was so much tremendous that entire age is named after him. So you will have to understand the influence and importance that William Shakespeare holds in English arena. There are dramatists who were in fact more popular during their own time, but later on their popularity died out as with the passing of time. But Shakespeare's contemporary and predecessors, all of them were getting or going gaga over him. Shakespeare's contemporary Ben Jonson, for example, was more popular than Shakespeare himself. But then the prominence of or the variety of the dramas that he has given or the sonnets that he has given, that is more prominent and influential in other ways too. So, in next class, we will be going ahead with life and works of William Shakespeare. Till then, take care. Happy learning.
स्वाध्यायः परमः